It's a very special birthplace of the Kali Yuga avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Srila Prabhupada, in many of his purports, was always encouraging those who were born in India have a special responsibility to the world. That you're born here, you have taken birth in Bharat Bhumi due to your past punya and tapasya and all that. So you take birth here in Bharat Bhumi. So now we have to become Krishna conscious. Yare deke tarikaha Krishna upadesh. Amara gana guru hana edesh. Become a guru for all your countrymen and spread this Bhakti Yoga, Prema Bhakti, throughout the entire world and throughout all of India, because as we can see, India is also becoming westernized. Westernization means asura-anization, demonization. Kali Yuga is given the permission by Parikshit Maharaj to go wherever there's hoarding of gold. So that would be America. Very demonic place. So Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told him when he was 1926, you are an educated young man, you should go across the ocean and give this mission of Lord Chaitanya, distribute this great Bhakti Yoga, this great philosophy, this great process to all the people of the world. And Srila Prabhupada was saying, oh no, first we have to get Swaraj. Gandhiji. Prabhupada was following Gandhiji. And Bhaktisiddhanta said that Krishna consciousness, Bhakti Yoga, is transcendental to whoever is running the country, politicians. We are transcendental to politics. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, this country was under Mughal. Hussain Shah, right? Except Maharaj Prataparuja kept him out, right? Great devotee of the Lord, Maharaj Prataparuja, incarnation of Indradumna Maharaj. So he kept the Mughals out of Orissa. Very fortunate. So Srila Prabhupada went through life, but then his business failed. If Krishna loves you, then he take everything away. But he had a plan for Srila Prabhupada. Even the astrologers said, this person, when Prabhupada was born, he said, this person will create a house in which the whole world can live. Haribo! So now we see all over the world.
Drop your left hand.
Okay. All over the world we see people taking to Krishna consciousness seriously because of the suffering in Kali Yuga. So much suffering because of adharma. So Srila Prabhupada went on a cargo boat, and at that time in the West, especially America, the European countries, England, we were revolting, we were rebelling, young people like myself. We were against this false dream, the illusion. It's like a illusion in the desert. Jalam tad udbhavaischanam hit vagya jalam kamyaya. The deer looks in the desert, he sees an oasis, but it's actually false, it's a mirage. Mrigatrishnam utarjajat upadayat yatanyuta artha driksvataha. So we were distraught, we were in anxiety because of all the materialism. Who is happy? No one is happy without Bhakti Yoga, without Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada came amongst the young people who were rejecting the materialistic, the American dream as they call it. The American dream. the American nightmare. So many, many young people were living in the poor part of New York, the Bowery. And so Srila Prabhupada, Krishna put him there. And young people started coming, Bhagavad-Gita. Some of those young people had come to India, like Brahmananda and his brother Gargamuni had come to India looking for guru. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, so many false gurus. I'm God, you're God, everyone's God. Become God. Give me money, I'll make you God. But Prabhupada said, I came to give, not to take. He had the real, authentic path of devotional service. Dharma projita kaitravotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Pure love of God. Prabhupada was empowered by Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya would enter into Nakula Brahmachari's heart, into Nishingananda, his heart, into Narottam Das Thakur. He entered into his body and empowered him. So Srila Prabhupada was sitting chanting Hare Krishna in Tompkins Square Park in New York. Very low area, low income area. And all the young people were there rejecting their government and everything, materialism. And gradually we started to understand Aham Brahmasmi, Jivera Swarup Hoy, Nityara Krishna Da. We're all eternal servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Yam Shamasundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So I was living in 1971 in Vancouver, Canada. And many young people were there trying to escape going to war against communism in Vietnam. So a lot of demonstrations, a lot of young hippie kids were living in that area. Americans and Canadians. They call it a hippie town. Prabhupada said, I'm making hippies into happies. So then the devotees were chanting in the streets, and I had read some books. Paramahansa Yogananda, Mahesh Yogi, he was a Mayavadi. And one book said, here's some mantras you can chant. And one of the mantras was Hare Krishna. And having gone to some music festivals around Canada, I had received prasadam. And so I liked Hare Krishna mantra. So before I even went to the temple, I was chanting Hare Krishna. Seemed to be a nice mantra. So then I joined a small temple in Vancouver, and in June of 1972, Srila Prabhupada's coming. He's coming to Portland, 6 hours away, 6-hour drive. It's almost like driving to Calcutta, except it's quite a few more miles. So all of us jumped into a van and we drove to meet Srila Prabhupada. Everywhere Srila Prabhupada would come to, by airplane, come to the airports all over the United States, Canada, London, of course, England. All the devotees would just descend on that city. So when Prabhupada came to Portland, there were probably 300 devotees, all young people, boys and girls. And we just flooded the airport. We were all chanting loud, and the police were, hey, you can't do that in our airport. We're like, get lost. We were very rebellious. We didn't care. We were revolutionaries. Azago tadvag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin plashistokam abadavati api. So this movement is a revolution against the world's misguided civilization. Lord Chaitanya revolutionized even against the Varnashram Dharma. He said we're transcendental, we're Daivi Varnashram. So he rejected Kibanyasi Sudra Kene Na Ye Krishna Tattva Vedi Se Guru Hoy. We know that Kiba Vip and Kibanyasi. So it doesn't matter what caste you are, what gender, what race. Prabhupada didn't care. He's preaching to everyone. So we saw the Srila Prabhupada. We were chanting every day in the streets. And at that time, we were just distributing Back to Godhead magazine. Every month, America, the press, we had a small public press, little press at that time. And we were printing like over 50,000 Back to Godhead magazines. And we would go Harinam, and then hundreds of people would crowd around us. Who are these people with, we were wearing, at that time we didn't have dhoti. We were just buying a sheet from the cotton shop. And we'd take the sheet and we'd get some pink, not saffron, pink dye. And we dye the sheet pink, and then we cut it like this. And there was a few Indian shops in every town, so the ladies would buy some inexpensive saris. Sometimes they'd make a sari out of cloth. So this is what it was like. It was just tiny, small movement. In 72, there may be 20 temples around the world. So Prabhupada came in to the reception hall, assembly hall in the airport. And he was very, very grave. And he was looking. He said, so. And then devotees brought him a big plate of prasad, And Prabhupada just took some mango. He took some banana, like this. He said, distribute. Everyone got Prabhupada's mercy. So Srila Prabhupada noticed that we were very young, very wild, We had no understanding. We just liked the chanting. And, we go in the streets and we say, stop. You're not the body, you're soul. That's how we preach. And people say, what are you talking about? Get out of it. We didn't know anything. Sometimes we didn't know Sanskrit. We'd say, Krishna says, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnu. You have to accept the Guru. I was 20 years old. Some of us were 15, 16 years old. And we saw that in middle class America, nice house, nice car, but our parents were never happy. Our father, they're all drinking alcohol, smoking, no spiritual life whatsoever, nothing, no culture. Not like here, you may be born in a pious Hindu family, you go to mandir, you have an idea of God and soul, nothing. We knew nothing. Even Christianity, they didn't teach us very much. So Prabhupada was very serious, and the first thing he said at the airport, he said, I want you to distribute Bhagavad-Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. I've translated up to 3 cantos, 3rd canto, and you must distribute these big books. He says, back to Godheads, people will throw them after they read, but a big book they keep in the library. And he said, they're time bombs. We were thinking, how can we go in the streets? You have to understand, in the West, people are very passionate. So it's very difficult to stop people and show them a book. But we were thinking how we can do this. We had no idea. But Prabhupada said, this book distribution, this is Brihat Madanga. He said the most important element of the mission is distributing my books. He said, Krishna has told me, he dictated to me, he's the writer of all my purports. Of course, Krishna empowered Srila Prabhupada. But this is what he was telling us. These books are a literary incarnation of Bhagavan, book Bhagavad. He said, anyone who touches my book, their lives will become perfect. You say that. Even they don't read it, let them touch it. Their lives become perfect. It's non-different from Krishna. Like this, we had to find out how to distribute these books. So at that time, the movement being very small, Srila Prabhupada was always very serious, because he was worried that if he left the planet prematurely, his work was not done. It wasn't a very big established movement like it is now. And so he was very serious, and he was very, sometimes heavy on his leading devotees. Sometimes he's like thunderbolt. Bam! So initiation day was a few days later, and one of his secretaries, his name is Pradyumna, and he was helping with translating Sanskrit department. And so he would choose the names based on the letter of your first name. So my name was Chris, like Christopher. And it could either be Christine, a girl, lady's name, or Christopher, a man's name. So Prabhupada's secretary, he got my name, it said Chris. Oh, must be a Mataji. So he gave Prabhupada my name, it was a lady's name. Chandramukhi or something like that. Champakalata, something like that. So Srila Prabhupada was sitting, and there was about, I think, 50 or 60 of us taking Diksha. And he was looking, and he's very serious, you know. We were just coming out of the material world, and we were always eating halava, rasgullas. So we were a little bit wild. So Prabhupada looked at Pradyumna, and he looked at my name. And Pradyumna was like here. And he's on the Vyasasana. He said, "What is this nonsense?" And Pradyumna, he's like, when Prabhupada's angry, it's like a hurricane, you know. It's like a windstorm, you know. Prabhupada's so powerful. When people would see Prabhupada, I remember one person came to see Prabhupada, and he was looking at Prabhupada. He says, he's glowing like a moon, and his mouth dropped. He said, how did he get like that? So like that, Prabhupada had a very powerful presence, you know. When you're close to him, you feel. So then Prabhupada, he looked up and he said, okay, he's a little annoyed, you know. He said, I will choose his name. So he looked at me, and I love to distribute books. That's all I've ever done, distribute books, preaching, you know. And he said, your name is Kripanidhi Das. Kripanidhi. You might say we're a little bit fanatic. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, we would wake up, and we built like showers outside in the yard. And we would take cold shower, you know. And then we'd walk around the neighborhood. This is like American middle class neighborhood. And we'd walk around chanting at the top of our lungs at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. 300 devotees walking around the neighborhood shouting Hare Krishna. And the police, people would complain, you know, and the police would come and, you cannot do this, you're disturbing. And the devotees would say, do you know who you are? You're not the body. You're in Maya. Chant Hare Krishna. Get out of Maya. We were so overzealous, so like intense, you know. You don't know. We're saying you don't know who this guru is, this person. He's right direct representative of God, you know, like that. Shakshadari Tvena Samasta Shastri. He's sent by Krishna, by God. Then Prabhupada said, you should go and do Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan, downtown. So devotees went downtown doing Sankirtan. The police arrested. They threw us in jail. And the devotees are chanting, Hare Krishna. And so the next morning, Prabhupada's giving class. Where are all the devotees? Only a few. I was in the class. I didn't get arrested. Where are all the devotees? Prabhupada police arrested them. They're in jail. Prabhupada said, rascal police. He said, these are religious boys and girls. Why are they harassing? We're simply glorifying God in the street. Why are they harassing? Prabhupada was very, very annoyed. So the morning the police brought all the devotees in front of the judge. And the judge is looking. And everyone's in dhoti, sari. He said, why you arrested them? This is America, freedom of religion. He said, don't ever bring these people back to my court again, or you'll be in trouble with, with your superiors. He chastised the police. So Srila Prabhupada was very strong, in his conviction. Many big professors came to see him, big people, big Christian leaders, Jewish leaders. How you made these kids stop eating meat and taking ganja and girl, everyone has girl there, no marriage. So how you made them become like this? Prabhupada said, this is my miracle. So they were very impressed by Srila Prabhupada. And many top scholars, one big scholar, University of California, he was the head of the religious faculty, Stilson Judah. So he came to see Prabhupada. Every time Prabhupada came to Los Angeles, he would come and meet Prabhupada. He was Christian, but highly educated. And he wrote a book, Hare Krishna and the Counterculture. So he saw that this Sanatan Dharma was a counterculture to the materialistic paradigm, materialistic model. And he wrote that these young people, they come from a wealthy place, wealthy background, good income, everything, and they're giving it all up. Vairagya, Vijja, Nija, Bhakti, they give it all up for Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada. How is it possible? And he wrote this whole book about this. And he became very impressed and impacted by Srila Prabhupada. Very famous man in America.
What's his name?
Stilson Judah. So that person, he had a daughter, and she had some friends. So the friends would play at this man's house. And in 2016, now she's an adult, this lady, and she was presented Bhagavad-Gita in Los Angeles. And she saw the name Stilson Judah. He's giving a recommendation for this Gita, a eulogy of Prabhupada. And her friend was saying, don't buy it, this is brainwash, don't buy it. And she saw this person's name. And she went up to the brahmachari and she said, my friend says you're a cult, brainwash. But I know this man, Stilson Judah. I used to play with his daughter when I was young. And she said he had an altar in his house. He had Jesus and the appearance of Jesus. And next to Jesus, he had a picture of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! Haribo! So this person would come to every class Prabhupada gave, Bhagavatam class. He would fly, because he was 6 hours away by car, fly, and he would sit on the ground in front of Prabhupada and hear Bhagavatam class. Every day the Prabhupada came to Los Angeles. There's actually videos and they show that he's there. So he accepted Prabhupada as his Shiksha Guru. So we would go and sit in class with Prabhupada every day, and then right after class we'd run out in the streets or go up to the airport. We had made it legal at the airport, and distributed Prabhupada's Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. So every time Prabhupada finished another volume, it's like third canto part 1, third canto part 2, fourth canto, he would say, okay, I'm printing, but you're not keeping up. You have to distribute it. And so it was a competition between us and Prabhupada distributing his Bhagavatams and Gita. So there was one brahmachari, his name was Tripurari. And he kind of learned the art of how to sell a Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. It was kind of a sales technique. And so he called Tripurari into his office in Los Angeles, and we were standing there. Oh, can we come into Prabhupada's room? Oh, no, only Tripurari. So we were standing outside, waiting, and Tripurari went in, and Prabhupada said, okay, now you can sell me a book. Sell me one of my books. So Tripurari was saying, hello, you look like a very nice man. You have a nice jacket on. And we're showing these books from India like this. He says, very nice. You're a very, very smart guy. And then he'd open the book and show Prabhupada's picture, show Sanskrit like this. And then he'd say, and now you can give a donation. And of course in America, $10, $20, no problem. So basically because of the enthusiasm, the person would buy a book, basically a book about God. And it's not something people look for, a book about religion. So then Prabhupada was listening and he was smiling. And then he said, okay, I'll sell you a book. And then Prabhupada took his book and he said, hello, what's your name? Oh, Tripurari. Okay, Tripurari, we're showing these books today. He said, take a look, this is very nice Sanskrit. And he's selling a book back to Tripurari. And he's going, hello, how are you today? Very nice. And he was imitating Tripurari. So Srila Prabhupada used to tell us, by hook or crook, distribute my book. So we'd go out. So I was very intense person, very, fanatic kind of person. And I'd run out in the streets, and I was always intense. When we're doing our japa, we're very intense. So Prabhupada was looking at me in Bhagavatam class in Los Angeles. And he's looking at me, right here. Maybe you're there. And he said, don't be so intense. He said, Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness is a very gradual process. He said, just cool down. Like that. And he's looking straight at me like this. He said, it's a gradual process. You don't be like firecracker. Big noise and then nothing. So like this is how the movement started. And then at Christmas time, 1972, we all went out. And at Christmas time, people are all in a good mood. So within 17 days, we distributed, I think, 2 million books. What's that, 20 lakhs? Yeah, 20 lakhs. And Prabhupada said, no religion has ever done 20 lakhs of books in 17 days. It was Christmas time, everyone, hey, take this book. So Srila Prabhupada was becoming very happy. He couldn't believe, like, millions and millions of books. Suddenly we had a huge warehouse in Los Angeles, massive warehouse, full of books. The warehouse must have been 40, 50 feet high, and with shelves, And we had these lifts that would lift. It was massive, and it was just books in Spanish for South America, books in European countries, books in English, like that. And then Prabhupada was, by the time 1976 rolled around, 75, Prabhupada was very happy. And he looked very confident that at least if he was always having health problems, at least he was thinking, at least the movement will go on now. It's too big. Because in America they tried to crush us so many times. They were stealing devotees from the temple and calling deprogram. They would punish devotees, torture devotees, young people were all very young. Their parents would pay people to come and take us from the temples. So it was like a war against Maya. Basically, Prabhupada said, you are like my soldiers, and you're going out to battle with Maya and Kali Yuga every day. That's the way we felt. Boys and girls, we were both, Prabhupada treated us equally. Some of the young ladies, they were doing more books than the men, even. So, does that happen in India? Parents come and... It happens in India. Even in India.
In India, in Odisha, in Bubaneshwar.
Oh my God. But most of the time, devotees would come back. They would completely break them, and punish them and torture them. But somehow they love Srila Prabhupada so much, they always come. Most of them came back. Some of them didn't, but majority, 90%, because Krishna consciousness is so powerful. And Yamuna Devi was very, very close to Prabhupada. Have you heard of Yamuna Devi? Every morning you hear her singing. So she lived, we have a community farm in Canada called Sharanagati. And Yamuna Devi lived near our house at Sharanagati for 11 years. So she was very close with Prabhupada. Really appreciated Yamuna Devi. He would make her give class when she came to Mumbai, when the devotees first came to Mumbai, Cross Maidan, Pandal. Prabhupada would say, okay, you speak now. So one time Prabhupada was on a train from Punjab, I think Amritsar, to Delhi. And Yamuna was with him, and Mukunda and Brahmananda and Gurudas. They're going to Delhi. So Prabhupada suddenly said, I need some nice, fluffy, hot rice. Make some rice. Can you get me some rice? And Yamuna Devi's on this train. Okay, Prabhupada, let me try. So she went to the conductor, the boss, said, I need to use your kitchen. My Guru Maharaj wants some rice. And the conductor, no way, no, this is not a private train. This is public facility. You can't use our kitchen. And he was just chastising Yamuna, and they were standing right in between the two carriages. And Yamuna Devi, she opened the door and she said, well, if I can't cook rice for my spiritual master, I may as well jump off the train. And she opened the door and she's going to jump. And the conductor, no, wait, come back. And he said, okay. So she went to the kitchen, completely dirty kitchen. She cleaned the whole kitchen, and she made some nice rice for Srila Prabhupada. And she brought it to Prabhupada and put it in his bowl. And Prabhupada says, yes, Yamuna Devi is like Lakshmi Devi. Haribo. So that time Prabhupada, in 1968, he told Tamal Krishna, you come and buy land here. So Tamal came here and he bought some land from the Muslim farmers, 3 acres. 5 biga? I don't know, some bigas. And then Prabhupada brought Malati here. Malati was one of the first disciples. She was married to Shyamasundar. So Prabhupada was sitting in the hut over here, and Malati was cooking. So every day she's cooking for Prabhupada. In those days, Srila Prabhupada with his close disciples was very heavy. He had to train them up, So Malati came, she brought Prabhupada's prasadam, and Prabhupada was sitting with his godbrothers, 4 godbrothers. And Malati came in, and she's covered her head. She's pushing Prabhupada's plate, covering her face. Prabhupada said, this is my disciple Malati. I'm very harsh with her. I'm very heavy on her. But at any time, she will slit her throat for me, and I will slit my throat for her. That's what he said to his godbrothers. So like that, the movement was just exploding all over America, these countries. And we're distributing so many books. And everyone was getting arrested. The problem is the Christians, they didn't like that we were joining. They thought, oh, Hindu movement. Why don't you be a Christian? So they would call police. So we were going out distributing books. Like, we were so empowered by Srila Prabhupada. People would just be buying these books just based on our enthusiasm, you know. And we would get arrested. And, you know, every day devotees were collecting like $1,000, $500, like people buying books. One Bhagavatam is like $10, $20, you know, this donation. And the movement was just millions of dollars coming in. And Prabhupada said, every dollar is one brick in Mayapur. So Srila Prabhupada was very happy. He said, become strong in Krishna consciousness and then give it to the world. And the most important preaching is book distribution. So wherever you go, or when you're on a train or a plane, bring a few small books. When I take a train to Vrindavan, I go, you know, here, this is a book about Krishna, you know, and they give like 10, 20, whatever, 30 rupees, you know, like that. Prabhupada's very happy and pleased when we preach Krishna consciousness and try to save the fallen souls. So thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much for joining Srila Prabhupada's movement. Thank you so much. You are totally blessed by Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, you simply follow the chanting of Hare Krishna and these basic rules and distribute my books and preach, and I guarantee you'll go back home, back to Godhead.
So Prabhuji is very mercifully, he is inspiring us in book distribution. I also forgot to introduce that Prabhuji also in Mayapur, he has been distributing books since those many years. How many years Prabhuji in Mayapur?
5 years in Mayapur.
5 years he is book distributing books and doing unimaginable service to Srila Prabhupada here, to Sridham Mayapur. And Prabhuji, which is your booth by the way? Where is your booth here?
It's near the Conch building, near the Conch building, between Govinda restaurant and Conch building. You'll see a big,
And then book distribution.
you see table there with books. We have in Orissa also. I just wanted to make a special comment about Gaur Govinda Maharaj. We know he is born in a very ancestral Vaishnava family. We all know that. So I used to see him because we used to go to Puri and then we go through Bubaneshwar and I'd see him sitting in the jungle. And few people come and he'd be preaching Bhagavatam. So in 1975, Ram Navami Day, Prabhupada told him, okay, I'll give you Diksha, Brahmin, and Sannyas. One shot, right? Something like that, at least Sannyas. In Vrindavan, opening of Krishna Balaram Temple. And then all the big shots from America, big guru, big sannyasis, you know. I won't mention any names. Prabhupada, he is new man, he just came. He just joined you, 1975. How you can give him sannyas? Prabhupada looked at them, he said, you are new. He is old devotee. He chastised. You, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, all this. No, he hasn't. You are new. He is old devotee. So he's very special. This is a very special devotee. Gaur Govinda Maharaj, very special devotee of Srila Prabhupada. He's not, you know, some new Vaishnava or anything. No. He's a very high level of bhakti. Let us remember that. He is extremely matured in Bhava Bhakti, you know. I'm just guessing, but I know he's very, very up there, advanced devotee of the Lord. And he was blessed. And he left his body on Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's appearance day. So this is a very special person who spread this movement in Orissa. Empowered by the Lord, empowered by Srila Prabhupada. So I just wanted to give some recognition to him. I met him quite a few times. In the old days, when there was nothing there in Bubaneshwar, just some jungle. And I would see him. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Kripanidhi Prabhu ki jai.
Haribol, thank you. Hare Krishna.
So we are very blessed to Prabhuji and his good wife, her Karunamai Mataji. All the while she was recording for us. And we are very blessed that Mataji also came and gave her association with Prabhuji. So we would like to offer a little bit of Jagannath Mahaprasad.
Jai, thank you.
Prabhuji and Mataji.
Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath.
Little bit. Jagannath Prasad, little bit means not little bit.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Grace Kripanidhi Prabhu ki,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Premanande.
Haribol. Bihari. Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivanadhari. Gopi Jana Ballabha Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivanadhari. Gopi Jana Yashoyanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashoyanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.